What is up, guys? Happy Halloween, or happy day before Halloween. Today I'm going to be putting together some Halloween things for you to celebrate the holiday. 'Tis the season. And as you can tell, I put on my Halloween costume. I dressed up as Nacho Libre this year. Pretty happy with how it turned out.
But Ramses is not dancing, he does not dance at the parties. Ramses #1.
So for this video, we're doing something a little bit different. I thought it'd be fun if we went on Pinterest and looked up the most popular Halloween recipes. And I'm gonna not only make them, but I'm gonna veganize them because a lot of them aren't vegan. I feel like there are vegan Halloween recipes, but a majority aren't. So I'm taking the most popular ones, plus the most practical ones. There were some that I was like, this is weird, I'm just not gonna do it. I'll put a few examples on the screen. I'm not making no damn fingers, guys, I'm sorry. That stuff just, I can't, it weirds me out. And then I saw these cockroach ones. They look disgusting, like I would never eat it. I'm making 3 different recipes, and I figured Halloween's on a Thursday, and if you're having a Halloween party, it's probably gonna be on Friday or Saturday. So give you guys some time to plan your recipes out, maybe make some of these. We'll see how they go. If they are successful, they will definitely go on the blog, but you guys are here experimenting with me. I got my computer, I'm gonna pull these recipes up and let's get started. So the first thing I'm making are these Halloween mummy jalapeno poppers. I was gonna say mummy Halloween, I can't even. I was gonna try to combine Halloween and jalapeno and be cute, but I don't think that works. So let us go on the internet and see how to make this. Chris is working over there. Barry is barking over there, so you guys might hear it, but welcome to our home office, home studio. This recipe, vegan cream cheese, room temperature, and this is unintentionally at room temperature because I got it at the store this morning and I just never put it in the fridge because I just forgot. So you can also make your own cream cheese. I have a recipe on our website actually, which is pretty easy to do. So I have some shredded vegan mozzarella cheese. Again, you can use whatever variety you want. Green onion, which I got right here. Then we're gonna do half a teaspoon of some salt. And I'm also adding black pepper because we love black pepper. This black pepper wasn't in the original recipe. Now there was garlic powder, which I'm also adding. I'm gonna blend it, I guess. All right, tastes good. Slice jalapenos in half with the seeds removed and stems left on. Be very careful, do not touch your eyes, do not touch your nose, do not itch your privates. Because you will burn, let me tell you. When the fantasy has ended and all the children are gone. Fill each jalapeno half with the cheese mixture, then don't worry if they're jam-packed. So, all right, I'm gonna jam-pack these. I've actually never had a jalapeno popper before going vegan, so I've only ever had vegan ones and they're all pretty good. Okay, so I did have some left over, but I feel like if I had gotten larger jalapenos, it would have totally filled it up. So just in case you make this recipe, keep that in mind. Now I'm going to take the crescent rolls, which have been sitting for a while. I hope that's okay. We want these to be rectangular dough and not the triangles that they're meant to be broken up into. I'm going to roll them out, it seems. It doesn't say to roll it out, but like there's a photo, so. How did this person make them so long? What the heck? Their pieces are like long. All right, so I'm just cutting the ends off just to make it straight so that it is more even, and then I'm just gonna cut this into strips. Your recommended 10, I'm just gonna do as many as I possibly can. Take the jalapeno and take the dough. I'm going to wrap it around this baby. So you're gonna wrap the jalapeno around in one direction and then the other direction. And if the strips are too short, don't worry. You can actually just kind of press 2 strips together and form them into one, like I did right here, just so that you can continue wrapping it all the way until the end. And then whatever scraps you have left, you can either tuck it behind the jalapeno or cut it off. So I got all these babies on the baking sheet. I do have a few left that I wasn't able to wrap, but it is fine. I got to wrap most of them. I gotta brush these babies with some almond milk. Technically you're supposed to use an egg wash, but I'm making this vegan and almond milk works just fine. I've used it many times before for a wash. So I'm just gonna take it and just gently brush over the pastry part of the poppers. And to pop these into the oven to bake 8 to 10 minutes, not bad. And then we'll see how these turn out. These babies looking real nice here. As you can see, they browned really well. For the eyeballs on the mummies, I'm actually using vegan white chocolate here, and I'm just pressing the chocolate down, the pointy side down into the jalapeno popper. I know this isn't the best thing flavor-wise, but just take them off before you eat them. You can also just leave them out. And then I have some melted dark chocolate here, and what I'm doing is just putting little eyeballs on it. Just putting a little dot with a piping bag, and we're gonna let this dry until it hardens. Next recipe that I'm making, I saw this and I just thought it was just so satisfying to watch the little video that was on Pinterest. So I was like, we gotta make this one. It looks very easy. And basically, you make brownies into a round shape. So I'm just gonna use a cupcake pan. And then you melt dark chocolate, put it on top, melt white chocolate, swirl it on top, and then you use a toothpick to pull it out, and it makes a spider web. It just looked really cute. So I'm going to be using a bagged brownie mix today from Bob's Red Mill. This is actually gluten-free too if you're gluten-free. So I just followed the directions on the bag, and it recommends using eggs. Obviously I'm making this vegan, so I use a flax egg instead. And then I put it into a cupcake pan that I greased. You can also put some cupcake liners in here. And then I baked them according to the package directions, and this is what they looked like when they were all finished. What I'm gonna do, what they did in the video, is they covered them with dark chocolate. So I think the trick is to have loose chocolate or else it won't flow as easily. I'm gonna do like 3 at a time. As easily with your butter knife when you pull the chocolates together to make the web. So on the melted dark chocolate, I have a piping bag here filled with melted white chocolate, and it's super easy. All you have to do is swirl the white chocolate on. It doesn't have to be perfect because next we're going to take a toothpick, or you can use a butter knife, and we're just gonna drag it from the center outward, and that's it. You got yourself some beautiful spider webs. These spider webs were so easy to do. They turned out so cute. If you buy a prepackaged brownie mix, which I suggest you do if you want to just do something quick for a party, I would suggest these. So these are still melty and there is quite a bit of chocolate on it. So I'm just gonna set these aside and let them harden. I don't want to put them in the fridge because I don't know if the brownies will get hard, but I have one more recipe to make with you guys, so I need to get started on that before I lose light and I am not able to take photos because I need to take photos today. So the next one is another savory one. Let me clean up here and then we can chat about what it is. The next and final Pinterest recipe is this pasta pie with eyeballs on it. So it's basically like a pasta bake, rigatoni. You layer all the noodles. I'll put a photo so you guys can visualize with me. You layer all the noodles, that you stand them upright, and then you have sauce, cheese. And then for this, just to make it Halloween-y, they actually cut cheese sticks, string cheese, which we're not gonna use. We're just gonna use vegan mozzarella. But they cut that into little balls and then they put that on top. And then they put a little piece of olive on it to make it look like an eyeball. Very simple recipe. It's pasta, oil, cheese, sauce, and olives. They use 3 different kinds of cheese. I don't know if I'm gonna do that today because that's a lot. I do have vegan Parmesan, I do have vegan mozzarella. I guess vegan mozzarella sticks do exist. Daya does make sticks, but I'm not gonna use those today. So let's get started. First things first, I have the mozzarella that I'm using. Let me get a board so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I have this vegan mozzarella and it's a little melty just because I left it out from earlier, my bad. But what I'm gonna do is, it's actually good that's a little melty because I'm gonna roll it up into balls. And yeah, this will be my eyeball. They do sell vegan string cheese, so you can just use that to make your life easier. But I'm using a block of vegan cheese and it's sat out so it's softened a bit. So the way this works is you don't put the balls on top right away, but we're gonna actually bake it, take it out, put the balls, and then bake it longer just so that this cheese doesn't melt and become, what's it called, unrecognizable in terms of eyeballs. I don't know how much this will spread out versus real dairy cheese, but we will figure that out together. This is hilarious. Getting creative here. As you can tell, we planned these a little bit because we had to. These eyeballs though, I'm excited. And this pasta bake's gonna be bomb. If you guys have a Halloween tradition with your family, share down below. My family, every year, we have a big party. Like I'm talking 30 to 50 people. Because everyone invites their friends and coworkers and everyone's welcome at my mom's house. So it gets a little crazy. But we have a pumpkin carving party every year, and it's really fun because everyone does something different. And then a lot of my family, because I was saying how my mom's house is so busy during Halloween, they'll usually leave their pumpkins there, and then my parents will put out like 30 to 40 pumpkins outside and like have a huge display for when people come trick-or-treating. It's always fun. It's always cool to, I don't know, just see what everyone comes up with every year. Last year, Chris and I weren't there this year, but last year Chris and I made Circa Survive themed pumpkins. They turned out really cool. I was really proud of the pumpkins. If you guys listen to Circa and you know what their album covers look like, you'll recognize them. I think I have it on Instagram, but I'll put it on the screen if any of you guys like them, can understand. So these eyeballs are complete. I'm going to pop this into the freezer, eat a little cheese while I'm at it, and then let's move on to the pasta. So the pasta is currently cooking, or the water's boiling actually. The pasta hasn't cooked, but this thing says, while the pasta is boiling, brush the inside of your springform pan with about a tablespoon of olive oil. So that is what I'm gonna do right now. So I need to mix the sauce with half a cup of vegan Parmesan, which, I mean, it doesn't say vegan, but I'm doing vegan. So I have vegan Parmesan here, and this one's actually grateable, which is awesome. So in a large pot or bowl, we're going to mix together some marinara along with some vegan Parmesan cheese. And I'm using a grateable version here, but any version you find works. And then I'm going to just mix this together until it is uniform and use this as a sauce for the pasta bake. So I think that's too much cheese, but whatever, it's gonna be delish. So the pasta's cooking now. What do I do after this? Add the remaining Parmesan. There's a freaking whole cup of Parmesan. So to the cooked rigatoni, I'm just going to add in about a tablespoon of olive oil. I kind of just eyeballed it here. And I'm also going to add in the second half of the vegan Parmesan. I just grated that straight in and then mixed everything together until it was uniform. Alrighty, so I gotta lean this on something. And I guess I can, so I guess this kind of works. It's a little low though, huh? Maybe the salt, oh there you go, the pepper shaker. There you go. That works. So, got the pepper shaker, got my pasta. So I have the pan at an angle. This just helps the noodles stand up so you don't have to keep your hand there while you're layering them in. We're gonna fill this whole pan up with noodles, and you wanna make sure that it doesn't fall because then it's gonna screw it all up. Self-explanatory, but you're just going to put all the noodles upright into the springform pan, and also make sure you get all of the bits of Parmesan that are in the pot or the bowl as well, just so that you keep all that flavor in with the pasta. So we're going to layer half of the sauce onto the pasta, and then we're gonna place a plate over the pasta and actually tap it down so the sauce falls into the holes. I'm just gonna add the remaining sauce over. I'm just gonna pour this because it's so much easier. Damn, that's a lot of sauce. All right, ooh. It's been 15. I'm going to try and get this on here. Seems like a lot of sauce. So I kind of just used a spoon to push the sauce into the noodles once more, and then I baked it for another 15 minutes. Okay. Ooh, it's been 15. I'm going to try and get this on here. Seems like a lot of sauce. I'm gonna shred on some cheese. I have the mozzarella here. I actually popped it in the freezer and it makes it so much easier to grate. And now I'm gonna pop this back into the oven for another 15 minutes so the cheese gets melty and delicious. And then I'm going to pop the eyeballs on top, bake that again, and then it'll be done. So, Chris, can you put this in the oven for me just because my hands are gross? This cheese is so good. So I lost audio on this clip, the mic wasn't on, but basically I was letting you know it's the next day and I was just going to continue with the pasta recipe, so let's jump into that. Anyways, like I was saying, got the eyeballs and I'm just gonna randomly place them on this pasta bake, and this isn't hot anymore, obviously. It has been cooling since last night, so it is easy to touch and handle. So I'm kind of putting it in an organized fashion, but at the same time, like, not. If that makes sense. So got our eyeballs on, looking pretty good here. And now we have to figure out the olives. So the blog post, my computer is not here again. Let me see. So for this recipe, I don't know how they did this. I think they might have had whole olives and they cut it out with something because these are perfect circles. Oh, they punched it out with a straw. That's cool. Okay, let me see. They use straws in the recipe to cut out the olives, and I have sliced olives here, so it doesn't really work. But I am getting the butts of the olives, which are like the round parts, and those work well as eyeballs. So I'm just gonna roll with that. And once I finish putting the eyeballs on, I just pop this into the oven for the last 15 minutes of baking. I'm going to pop this baby open. It's been sitting for about 15 minutes and I just wanted it to cool so that it stayed and kept its shape. I've never done this before and I'm a little terrified, so this will be the true test. Holy shit. Do you see this? Is that focused? I guess it's like supposed to look bloody. I don't really know. Damn, okay. This is gorgeous, beautiful, immaculate. I feel like this is a corny but still sophisticated Halloween recipe. It's like you make this for a party that has kids but also that has adults that can appreciate it, especially if you use some really good quality vegan cheese on this. I must say, you guys, these Pinterest recipes were awesome. So let me grab the other two. Mummy's Success Spiderweb Brownies. Totally lost my word. Success. Super easy. All of this was really easy to make. You can make all of them with store-bought ingredients. Happy Halloweener. Happy Halloweener. Barry would be here, but he's at camp today, so he's missing out.
He's a hot dog for Halloween.
He actually was a hot dog. Okay, we're gonna taste test all these.
Pasta bake.
Yeah, so actually, I got a cut shot of this while you're upstairs changing. Keep going. While you're upstairs changing. We put so much vegan cheese in here.
That's how you know it's gonna be good.
I put the whole block of the Violife Parm, and then basically half of the Miyoko's, maybe even more than half of them, yeah. It's like all vegan cheese and bomb.
Papa's. Well, hot.
Hot, oh, we just warmed it. It's spicy?
Mm-mm. It's bomb.
Hot. Mmm. What do you think of this one so far? Wait, we need to rate them, because I think we should do, does it look like the recipe? Which you were looking at them with me. So does this look like the recipe?
I'd say yeah.
And how's the taste?
Pretty good. I like it.
And it was really easy
Would eat
to do.
again.
In terms of spice though,
Not very.
it's not very spicy at all.
The seeds are
Oh,
what's usually
I
spicy.
scraped that shit out. I
Okay.
worked on it because I was like, I don't want the spice.
That's why.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
These, easy to make, tasty. I would make them again for sure.
I really like these.
Yeah,
And
you
they
can.
came out perfect.
And
really cute.
another thing is you can make all these recipes not for Halloween. Just don't put the eyeballs on this. Don't put the eyeballs on this. And then the webs. I mean, you can totally serve that with webs. It looks cool, but you can also just do a swirl if you want, and you can serve it any time of year.
Also, make sure you take off the chocolate chips if you're reheating that.
This, yeah, it'll melt into it and it'll be gross. We took it off before we reheated it.
Brownies.
Brownie. So these brownies, they get.
Got spicy.
Oh, I guess the top with a lot of seeds. Well, so these brownies are good, but I noticed that they got really hard the next day. I don't know if it's because they're gluten-free. I don't know if like maybe I overbaked them. I fall all the time. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. It also might be because I baked them all individually and they all had like a heat source around them as opposed to in one brownie dish.
It's a really good point.
But I felt hard.
Hard.
After just warming them, I feel like I've got chocolate on my face.
I can't tell if there's chocolate or there's mustache. A little bit. I don't know, up a little.
That is bomb. I've had so much chocolate today.
What was your favorite?
This.
I think the poppers are my fave.
Me was this, and this, just because this was just pasta with cheese. It's not anything out of the ordinary besides it having eyeballs on top. I'm gonna eat these off camera. This is really messy because we warmed this too, so the chocolate is super melty.
We're gonna sign off here, guys.
I hope you guys enjoyed our costumes this year. It's actually
Jasmine's
my
was way
favorite
better.
costume to date.
Mine was a cop-out. I hope you enjoyed this. Happy Halloween. Let us know what you're being for Halloween if you're dressing up.
Yes,
We'd
definitely.
love to see and or hear about it.
And leave a comment below if you have any favorite like corny Halloween recipes that you make every year that you would recommend anyone else make.
Any candy corny recipes.
If anyone's looking for recommendations. And if you already celebrated Halloween, because I know some people did last weekend, we did. You can always do this next year. Bookmark this video, come back, try these out. That is all I gotta say. I feel like if I keep talking, it's gonna go on forever, but
We love y'all. If you're new here, we post videos every Wednesday and Friday. So
Yeah.
subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll see you guys on Friday.
Bye.